I think it was last month that I did a video, and I don't remember the title, but basically it was around the time that I was on my final solo retreat. I miss those. But it was during my solo retreat when I had submitted my novel Tarot to the publisher. And the video was, you're not, or the subject of the video, I don't remember the title, but the subject was, you're not going to be given an opportunity until you are at the level of the opportunity. And what I mean by that is that there's no golden ticket moment. It's not like in a movie or in a book where the meek protagonist, meets some fantastical, mentor, and they go off on an adventure, and the meek character becomes the hero through that whole process. It doesn't, unfortunately, the real world doesn't quite work that way. Instead, what happens is your opportunities that you're given are geared towards your current level. And what that means is that if you are someone who's a promising writer, but your skill isn't quite there yet, if you're not quite at that level, there's not a publisher, an agent, a publisher, they're not going to suddenly take you on and just say, yeah, you get some promise. We'll see how you do. We'll give it a trial run here. Especially in the publishing industry, that's not going to happen. There's no trial runs. There's no on the job sort of training. It's very much either you or have the skill to do you have the skill basically to write the book, and your book's of a quality that we think can sell, or it's not. There are other factors too. Obviously, there are things like genre, things that are, kind of more intangible stuff like genre, interest, depending upon what the subject is. If you write a vampire story and vampires are really hot right now, that might sell better. They might be more inclined. So there are other things, but the point I'm trying to really impress here is that by the time you're given your opportunity, by the time that opportunity comes, you're probably, it's a foregone conclusion. By the time you get your publishing deal, it's a foregone thing. You've already known that you could be published. You've already known that you have the skill to be there. You've already demonstrated probably countless times that you're there. I've talked before as well about the idea that I tend to think that you are ready to be published probably one attempt before you actually are. So if you write 5 novels and that 5th novel gets published, by the 4th one, you probably had the skill to be published. It might have been just some sort of intangible thing, or not intangible, but some sort of extra thing. Like I mentioned, the subject maybe isn't something that they thought that would be of interest. It might have been that your word count and your story was too long. You took some sort of creative choices with your work that maybe they didn't agree with, which is kind of my scenario at one point. So that fourth book, basically, you had the skill level. It just that project just wasn't particularly the right one. And then the 5th one, your greatness is basically revealed. It's kind of shown when they take you on, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, you're really good. And it's like, yeah, I've known I was good 1 book ago, like a year earlier. I knew I was good enough to be published. It's just now. Now I've been given, the chance to let the world see it. And so the point of this video is that for a long time I had thought differently. I had thought that being a promising writer, being someone that I thought had the skill to be published eventually, that I might get some wild-eyed agent that might look at my work and go, he's not quite there, but let's take a chance on this book. Let's see, let's have a conversation here. Let's see if he can revise and getting up to snuff and all that stuff. I really thought those kind of opportunities were going to exist. I really thought that was going to happen, and to be frank, it really hasn't. Because it was, it was a bit of a burst, I guess, to kind of burst my proverbial bubble, I guess, but it also ingrained in me that I need to be at that level before the opportunity comes. And so if you're working on this project right now, you need to be honest with yourself and where you're at. And you need to realize that there's no chance going to be taken on you. No one's going to just give you, an opportunity. No one's going to say, hey, you're 80% to where we want you to be. Let's get the process moving now, right? It's like, no, you have to be at the 100%. You got to be exactly what they are looking for, because things like, because this is the real world. This is money. This is a matter of money. This is a matter of really of survival in a sense, right? If the publishing industry takes it right or wrong, they sink all this money into getting this book printed and doing, I guess, some limited amount of marketing and promotion. And it turns out, the book is terrible. No one wants to read it. Well, you just lost all your, you just lost a bunch of cash here. So there's not going to be any kind of opportunity that's going to be just handed to you, just because you're promising, just because you're nearly there. You need to be there completely. So that's really all I got for everyone today. But again, if you're working on that project, just do an honest assessment of your skill and really, really try to find out where you're at, and understand that there's no opportunity going to be, no opportunity is going to be coming. So that's it. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a downer. Hope that wasn't too much of a, too disappointing there. It should be reinforcing. You should look at that advice and realize that, hey, this is all in my control at this point, right? Like it sucks that there's not going to be an opportunity given. The advantage, though, is that it's just a matter of skill. Skill can be trained. Skill can be learned. And for you, if you are promising, if you are someone that thinks that, hey, I really have a chance at this, well, good. At that point, then it's just a matter of refining your technique, refining your writing capabilities. So get back to it. Keep writing. Keep studying other authors. Learn how to dissect books and how to dissect writing of others, and learn how to apply those similar techniques in your work. All right, but that's it for today.